Hello everyone. Today we will start Max Weber, and it's our third thinker from classical school. So let's look into his background. Okay. So he belonged to Germany. Okay, and he was contemporary to Durkheim. Okay, and he belonged to a Protestant family. Okay, and his father was a lawyer who later on became a judge, then a member of parliament. And he's the eldest of seven children. Okay, so. After completing his school, Weber went to University of Edinburgh. Okay, initially he started like his father. His father was a really fun-loving person. Okay, who used to entertain people a lot. Okay, which included politicians, German scholars. Okay, it impacted Weber a lot. Okay, so he became very mature at a very early age. Okay, initially, he was like him only, pleasure-seeking, pragmatic person. But his mother was devotedly Protestant. Okay, so both parents become very estranged at a very young age. Okay, so they didn't have a very good relationship. So again, it impacted Weber. Okay, so when he went to University of Edinburgh, Max Weber gained a lot of weight because of his beer drinking. Okay, so in 1883 he joined army as a compulsion law in Persia. Okay, he was stationed where his mother's sister lived. Okay, uh, sh- like she was very religious, so she acted like Max Weber's guardian and convinced him about the superiority of his mother way of life over his father's. Okay, hard work, ascetic life, disciplined life. So he started hating his father, and he went back in 1884. Had to stay home for education, and later on he became a workaholic. Okay, and he used to eat only once, and that too once in a day, and that too a boiled food. Okay, on one hand he was pursuing law, on the other hand he was becoming a scholar, and he wrote books on economics. Okay, so and he was way active in social life, earned his PhD, appointed as a lecturer in the University of Berlin. Okay, at a very young age he was appointed as a professor at University of Edinburgh, and hmm, he acquired very good reputation at the age of 33. Okay, then in 1897 his parents arrived at his house, so his mother complained about his father. Okay, so Weber ill-treated his father, and he told him to leave. So his father left and had an heart attack. So Weber felt that he is responsible for this. Then he had a nervous breakdown. Okay, for 5 years he wasn't able to do anything. So his wife took him for the world tour for relaxation. Okay, slowly he started recovering, and again he plunged himself in work. So he decided to shift towards sociology, and he also worked as a barrister. So in 1903, he published his methodological essay. Okay. What was the essay about? What should be the nature of social science methodology? In 1904 and 1905, he published his best work, that is Protestant Ethics and Spirit of Capitalism. Okay. Basically, through this, he was trying to demonstrate his mother's way of life is superior to his father's. Okay. After that, he devoted himself to study religion. Okay, though he wasn't religion, he studied sociology of religion in China, India. He studied ancient Judaism. Okay, so now let us see what was his intellectual perspective. Okay, okay. Like Marx, he also had a encyclopedic reading. Okay, So therefore, his work can't reduce to a particular school of work in which we can say he belongs to this specific school. Okay, so uh, at that time, three general thoughts were very popular in German academic circle. Okay, so this was the time when a debate was taking place in Germany, which was called method interest. Something obviously I'm pronouncing it wrong. It is a German word. Okay, I guess spelling भी गलत हो गया. Yes. Okay, it is a German word which is which means methodological survey, methodological controversy. Yes, ठीक है. Issue is what should be the nature of methodology for social science. ठीक है. So अब इसमें था कि दो कैंप थे. एक थे नियो कांटियंस और दूसरा था पॉजिटिविस्ट्स. सी अगर पिछले लेक्चर्स देखे होंगे ना आप लोगों ने एंड यू आर फॉलोइंग दिस और बैकग्राउंड वाला पार्ट देखोगे सो फ्रॉम हेयर यू विल नो हाउ द पॉजिटिविस्ट स्कूल डेवलप्ड एंड हाउ दैट इंटरप्रिटेटिव स्कूल विल डेवलप. ओके, सो neo-Kantians adopted anti-positivist stand. Positivist, obviously, we know that they wanted social science should be developed as physics and natural science, as Emile Durkheim had argued. Okay, but neo-Kantians were like they were totally anti-positivist. According to them, reality is of two kinds: physical and social. Okay, so they said that therefore social life can't be understood using positivist method of science which relies on external observation. But because in case of human behavior, consciousness is involved. Human behavior gives motives by determining choices. They said meanings can't be known through observation from outside because these meanings change. Okay, with according to dynamics. Okay, therefore we can't discover generalization. Okay, they said positive science methodology is not suitable to study social phenomena. So Weber partly agreed with them, okay, and partly criticized them also. Further, by the time he joined university, so there was Marxist approach, which was also becoming popular in Germany. Okay, so Weber responded to Marxism. He said no. Marx is just. He said Marxism is just monocausal economic determinism. वो कहता है मार्क्स के अकॉर्डिंग तो हर प्रॉब्लम की वजह ही पैसा है या हर प्रॉफिट है या जो है. ओके, सो वेबर ने इन तीनों का रिस्पॉन्स दिया और उसने एक अपनी अप्रोच बनाई. ही अग्रीड विद नियो कांटियंस और एक्सेप्ट किया कि रियलिटी डुअलिस्टिक है नेचर में. ठीक है, ह्यूमन बिहेवियर इन सोसाइटी इज कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय मीनिंग. ओके, सो उसने बोला therefore cognitive goal of social science is to go beyond discovering generalization as we do in natural science. ठीक है, so it according to Weber it also involves understanding at the level of meanings, and he also agreed with positivist that generalization should be there. Okay, so Weber ने कहा कि all science should begin with observation of particular phenomena. Observation of particular phenomenon and try to move towards generalization. Okay, that should be done also in social science, provided it should be limited generalization. Okay, he accepted Marxist view also, but emphasize on causal pluralism. यहाँ पे monocausal की बात हो रही है ना, इसने causal pluralism की बात की as methodology of social science. Okay, he basically he wasn't rejecting Marxism, he was supplementing it. Okay, so after this, so now what was the basic assumption by Weber about social life, ठीक है। तो इसमें ना वेबर का क्या assumption है क्या नहीं है, तो ना उस पे एक थिंकर है कार्लबर्ग। ये कहते हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू कार्लबर्ग कि entire sociology of Weber rests upon the assumption that is persons are cultural beings endowed with a capacity and will to take a deliberate stand towards the world and get lended to the meanings। अब इस बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड सी लाइन का सिंपल सा मीनिंग देखते हैं, ठीक है। मीनिंग्स आर कल्चरली शेप्ड, ठीक है, इसका मतलब क्या है, मीनिंग्स आर कल्चरली शेप्ड, दैट इज मैन इज शेप्ड बाय हिज सोसाइटी, ओके, society is shaping the man, and at the same time human beings are capable of taking stand towards the world and to lend it meaning, ठीक है, but they are not purely governed by conscience, okay। So culture does influence people, but at the same time they are able to take deliberative stand and assign meanings to that stand। So Karlberg क्या कह रहा है कि Weber resolved the structure versus agency debate, okay। स्ट्रक्चर वर्सेस एजेंसी डिबेट का मतलब क्या है, स्ट्रक्चर मींस कि ह्यूमन बीइंग शेप्ड बाय सोशल स्ट्रक्चर, एजेंसी बोले तो मैन इज एन एक्टिव एजेंट कैपेबल ऑफ क्रिएटिव एक्शन, ओके। बर्ज जो कार्लबर्ग है वो कहते हैं वेबर सोशियोलॉजी, इन वेबर सोशियोलॉजी ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर genuine actors capable of interpreting social realities and of initiating creative actions, ठीक है। According to Weber, there is no objective meaning exist in history, neither Hegel's spirit nor Karl Marx dialectic of historical change। दोनों को चैलेंज कर रहा है। वो कहते हैं मीनिंग सिर्फ कॉन्शियसनेस में होता है ह्यूमन बींग्स की, और जो सोशल एक्शन है इन द सेंस ऑफ सब्जेक्टिवली अंडरस्टैंडिंग ओरिएंटेशन ऑफ बिहेवियर ऑफ वन और मोर इंडिविजुअल बींग्स, ठीक है। सो बेसिक जो अजम्पशन है वेबर की स्टडी का वो यही है, ठीक। आफ्टर दिस वी विल सी। हाँ, वो कहते हैं कि हम कहते हैं कि वी स्पीक ऑफ बिहेवियर एज एक्शन in as far as acting individual attaching the subjective meaning of subjective meaning to his behavior, and action in social so as far its subjective meanings take account of behavior of others and thereby oriented in its own course। वो कह रहे हैं हम हर चीज से इन्फ्लुएंस होते हैं, ठीक है, ह्यूमन बींग्स, फिर वो एक्शंस कैसे लेते हैं अपनी सराउंडिंग के डिपेंडेंट पे, ठीक है। what this person will think, what this person will think, what if I'll do this, what if I'll do this। So he says कि human beings जो है वो बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स को मतलब अंडर आता है, फिर उसके साथ वो अपने एक्शंस लेता है, ठीक है। और कहने का मतलब क्या है कि बिहेवियर इज ओरिएंटेड टुवर्ड्स अदर्स, ठीक है। वो कहते हैं कि जो सोशल एक्शन है इंडिविजुअल का उसमें सोशल और सब्जेक्टिव मीनिंग दोनों है। इट कॉन्स्टिट्यूट्स फंडामेंटल यूनिट ऑफ सोशियोलॉजिकल एनालिसिस, ठीक है। If we treat human behavior as social action and meaning are both partly social and partly unique, ठीक है। तो जो इंडिविजुअल है वो रीइंटरप्रेट करता है कल्चर इन द लाइट ऑफ हिज ओन एक्सपीरियंसेस। व्हाट इज कहने का मतलब क्या है कि व्हाट इज राइट फॉर मी इज माइट बी नॉट राइट फॉर यू, ओके। सो ओके, because every individual interprets the cultural norms in the light of his or her own cultural experience and forms of certain behavioral aspects which guide his or her meaning, okay। That's how meaning is both social and subjective। So why it is social, because it is influenced by others, but why it is subjective because ultimately it is the actor, it is the human being who is taking decision according to herself or himself। So that's how Weber says that social action is the subject matter of sociology, okay। Then now we will see social action। Social action. So, according to Weber, social action is subject matter of sociology. Okay. Weber said sociology is a science of concerning itself with interpretative understanding. Okay. Of social action, thereby with a causal explanation of its cause and consequences. So, to Weber, social action was an action carried out by an individual to which a person attached a meaning. ठीक? To Weber, an action was social. ठीक है? Weber के लिए एक action social कब है? He needs to justify two conditions. First, the actor attached meaning to the action. Yeah, let me check if mic is on. Yes, it's on. Second, it takes into account behavior of others. Okay, and thereby is oriented in its course. Okay, so thus an action that a person does not think about cannot be a social action. आपने कुछ बिना सोचा समझा करा, it can't be a social action according to Weber. So based on four types of meaning, मतलब for Weber, it should have a meaning. Actors should attach a meaning to it. Okay, so based on the types of meaning, Weber identified four types of social action. First one is four types of social actions. What is the first one? Zweck rational, ठीक है, या फिर goal rational in simple terms, like word rational or value rational, ठीक. Third is affective action, and fourth is the traditional action. Okay, so in the Zweck rational, actor determines the goals. In this one, actor determine the goal and chooses his means purely in terms of their efficiency towards the achievement of goal. Okay, basically, suppose an engineer is constructing a bridge. Okay, he uses certain materials in certain manner to achieve the goal. So this activity is directed towards obtaining that goal, namely completing the construction. ठीक है, कैसे इफेक्टिवली कंस्ट्रक्शन होगा वो वही सोचेगा. ठीक है, so basically progressive utilization of efficient means to achieve those practical goals. ठीक है, rationalization of means and goals. ठीक है, reason and logical thinking are recommended in order to obtain one's desire. Okay, and so instrumental rationality evaluates rationality of means and actions of means and ends of actions as well as values of different possible ends. But Weber बोलता है that it presents in all society, but it emerges to predominance in advanced capitalist society. Okay, then word rational or value rational, इसमें क्या है? Means are chosen for their efficiency, but ends are determined by values. Okay, for example, soldier laying down his life for the country. Now his action is not directed towards attaining specific material goal like wealth. It is for the sake of certain values like honor, patriotism. Okay, so goals are directed on the basis of values, but means in this case are rationally chosen. Action which is directed towards overriding the ideals of duty, honor, devotion to a cause. ठीक है, it is involved invested, it is involved in it involves morality. ठीक है, it touches upon emotions, sentiments and beliefs. So societal approval of individual action is considered important. ठीक है, value rationality is characteristics of early modern society and civilization that have not made the transition to high modernity. Then affective action. So emotion or impulse determines the ends or means. ठीक है. Affective action, it is classified in terms of affectual orientation, especially emotional, determined by specific states of feeling of actor. ठीक है. This is the kind of action which results from emotional state of mind. ठीक है. Father angers on failure of son. Okay. Suppose, or if someone is teasing a girl in the bus, she may get so irritated that she may slap the offending person. ठीक है. So this is what affective action is. We'll see traditional. Traditional is like it is the influence of long practice, custom, habits, ठीक है, action which is guided by customs and long standard beliefs, which becomes second nature or habit. जैसे doing pranam to elders in Indian society, ceremonial fasting, or it can be seen in kinship in and in patriarchal or matriarchal families, right? Now let us see its critical analysis. So, mm, legal rational action. Why not why not all bureaucrats act in the same manner? ठीक है. Because bureaucracy is legal rational का ही अगर हम उसको क्लासिफाई करें तो वो गोल rational या legal rational में ही जाएगा. So ये कह रहे हैं कि यहाँ पे क्रिटिक है कि why not all bureaucrats act in the same manner objectively. We see the influence of caste. ठीक है. Value emotional action बहुत situational है. It can be difficult for observer to observe value rational or emotional action. ठीक है. Parsons criticized Weber for stressing too much the element of voluntary subjective meaning of an actor. Okay. For Parson, action of of an actor is involuntary. It is behavior directed by meanings attached by actors to the things and people. Okay. Schulz criticized Weber for not providing a satisfactory account of meaningful action. Since if meaning is too much divorced from the action, it becomes an objective category imposed by sociologists. Value neutrality. Weberian sociology advocates for value relevance. In his theory of social action, we will study this value neutrality and value relevance. But value differs from society to society. Socio can't be value free. ठीक है. Merton says Weber ignores unintended meanings and consequences of social actions, that is, latent functions. His idea of social action focus on individual and collective action is ignored. Okay, what's its relevance? Social action का relevance क्या है? Social reality is chaotic, infinite, complex, which can't be understood through monocausal explanation. Weber's conceptualization of ideal type of social action help us to understand complex behavior and social reality. Okay, now what we will study, we will see the methodology. ठीक है. In methodology, we will see three things. One is Verstehen, then this ideal type, then we will see value neutrality. Okay, yes. After that, we will see Protestant ethics. Now, let us see Verstehen. See, after Weber identified social action as the subject matter of sociology, he went on to describe how to interpret the meaning attached to the social action by actor. Okay, because without the meaning, course and consequences, course and consequences of social action can't be established. Okay, Weber defines Verstehen as interpretative understanding of social action through empathetic liaison. Okay, in order to build a sequence of motives and thereby trace the course of action. Okay. It Verstehen involves two steps. First is direct observational understanding, that we look at the phenomena from the outside. I have mentioned it here, okay, in the notes. Look the phenomena from outside and impute natural meaning to things. ठीक है? It involves empirical observation. And second is motivational understanding, to interpret the motivation behind the social action. Under this, it is necessary to put yourself in the shoes of person whose behavior you are examining. Okay. For example, why is someone angry? I have to put myself in that situation to understand it. So Weber has applied Verstehen approach only in Protestant ethics. Okay. In this study, Protestant ethics and spirit of capitalism, he's not concerned with unique meanings. He's not interested with the action of an actor, but only in the meanings which are culturally shaped. Okay. Uh, for example, he looks. Wait. Yeah. For example, he looks at the common meaning of Protestants, how Protestants look at them. That is how these meanings are culturally shaped. Therefore, does he mean unique meanings or culturally shaped meanings? According to Parsons, Weber means only culturally shaped meanings. But his methodological essays talk about unique meaning also. ठीक है, because individual के लिए भी बात करता है वो. Later on, sympathetic interpretation of Weber, or in other words, giving him a kind of benefit of doubt. Anthony Giddens and Stephen Karlberg. Anthony Giddens and Stephen Karlberg, they were basically supporter of Weber. Okay, supporters of Weber. They pointed out that we should. Hmm, अरे यार, yeah, ठीक है. We should interpret that Weber meant both meanings, culturally shaped meanings and unique meanings also, when we are conducting analysis at macro level and at micro level. When we are talking about macro level, we are talking about culturally shaped meanings. Okay, Protestant ethics. So at this point, there is no difference between Weber and Durkheim. Okay, but when we are speaking at micro level, when we are talking about unique meanings of actor, we should take his or her personal experience, his or her personal interpretation of cultural meanings. Okay. So basically, according to them, Giddens and Stephens Karlberg, you can apply words to him at both the levels, at micro and at macro level. But Parsons says no, that his Weber's meanings are only culturally shaped. So they countered him. Okay. After this, we will start with the ideal type. This is enough to know about Verstehen. Okay, we will start with ideal type. Ideal types. Okay. So whatever the fact that he mentioned it in book Economic and Social Organization, the City and the Sociology of Religion. So that's a totally purely factual information. Okay. Now let us look at what are ideal types. As per Weber, an ideal type is formed by one-sided accentuation of one or more points of view. Okay. When you have one or more point of view, ठीक है, it is formed by the synthesis of this. ठीक है. And by the synthesis of great many diffused, discrete, more or less present, occasionally absent concrete individual phenomena, which are arranged according to one-sidedly emphasized viewpoints into a unified analytical construct. Okay, so basically it is a mental construct. Okay, and Weber said this mental construct cannot be found empirically anywhere in reality. Okay, so, according to Weberians, this ideal is a conception or a standard of something. Okay, it is a standard of something in its highest perfection. It refers to the mental image or a conception rather than a material object. So, Weber used ideal type in a specific sense. Okay, to him, ideal type is a mental construct, like a model. Okay, for the scrutiny and systematic characterization of a concrete situation. Indeed, he used ideal type as a methodological tool to understand and analyze social reality. Okay, Then Max Weber was particularly he was concerned with the problem of objectivity in social sciences. Okay, so he used ideal type as methodological tool. Take uh, it scrutinizes, classifies, systemizes, and defines social reality without subjective biasness. Ideal type has nothing to do with the values. Okay, it function as a research tool. It is for classification or comparison. Ideal types are concepts formulated on the basis of facts collected carefully and analytically for empirical research. In this sense, ideal types are constructs or concepts which are used as methodological devices or tools in understanding and analysis of any social problem. Okay, now how the construction of ideal type happens. Okay, ideal types are formulated by abstraction and combination of indefinite number of elements, which, though found in reality, are rarely or never discovered in specific form. ठीक है? Therefore, Weber does not consider that he is establishing a new conceptual method. ठीक? He said he is emphasizing that he is making explicit what is already done in practice. For the construction of ideal types, sociologists select a certain number of traits from the whole, which is otherwise confusing and obscure to constitute an intelligent entity. ठीक है? इसका ना एग्जाम्पल लेके समझते हैं. See, if we wish to study a state of democracy in India, okay, then our first task will be to define the concept of democracy with the help of its essential and typical characteristics. Here we can mention some of essential characteristics of democracy, namely existence of multi-party system, universal adult franchisee, formation of government by people's representatives, people's participation in decision making, equality before the law, respect to majority verdict, and each other's views as well. Okay, so basically, this is a formation of a pure type or an ideal concept of democracy, which will guide us and work as a tool in our analysis. Any deviation from these characteristics, uh, like any deviation from these characteristics or conformity to it, will unfold the reality. So basically, ideal types therefore do not represent the common or the average characteristics, but focus on typical and essential characteristics. Okay, now what are the characteristics of ideal type? So you can take the help of this acronym. अरे क्या हो गया? सो DATGP दांत गैप करके एक्रोनिम बनाया था that they are descriptive analysis, typical traits, guide, partial conception. So let us see. Okay, so basically they are different from descriptive concepts. Ideal types are neither a description of any definite concept or reality, they are nor a hypothesis, but they can aid in both description and explanation. Any descriptive concept can be transformed into ideal type, okay, through abstraction and recombination of certain elements when we wish to explain or analyze the phenomena. Okay, then we will see analysis. So they also help in reaching to general propositions and in comparative analysis. Then typical traits. These ideal types are not general or average types. Rather, they are not defined by some characteristics common to all phenomena or object of studies. They are formulated on the basis of certain typical or essential traits, okay, which are essential for the construction of an ideal type. Okay, then guide. Okay, so ideal types serve as guide guide empirical research and are used in systemization of data on historical and social reality. Okay, this partial conception. Ideal types are not presentation of total reality, they are only partial conception of the whole. ठीक है. And first we will see purpose and use of ideal type. Okay, see, ideal types are basically these are methodological tools, है ना. देख लिया हमने methodological tool है which not only help in analysis of empirical question but also help in avoiding ambiguity in the concepts which other discipline may use loosely. जैसे for example, Weber distinguishes three types of authority: rational, legal, traditional, charismatic. Four types, sorry. Each of which was defined by the motivation of obedience or by the nature of legitimacy claimed by the leader. So reality is vast, unorganized, dichotomous, and chaotic, and presents a mixture or confusion of the three ideal types. And because of this very reason, we must approach the types of authority with a clear idea, because these types merge in reality. Uh, okay, they merge in reality. Each must be rigorously defined. ठीक है. So वो तीन टाइप का आइडियल टाइप यूज करता है. ठीक है. So ideal type of historical particular, ideal type of this abstract phenomena, ideal type of behavior, particular behavior and structural ideal type. चार टाइप के हैं. ठीक है. जैसे आइडियल टाइप ऑफ पर्टिकुलर हिस्टोरिकल. ठीक है. जैसे प्रोटेस्टेंट एथिक्स या कोई भी एंशिएंट सिटी. प्रोटेस्टेंट एथिक्स में जैसे ये रेफर करता है टू द फिनोमिना दैट अपीयर ओनली इन द स्पेसिफिक हिस्टोरिकल पीरियड्स एंड इन पर्टिकुलर कल्चरल एरियाज. और आइडियल टाइप ऑफ एब्स्ट्रैक्ट फिनोमिना जैसे ब्यूरोक्रेसी, अथॉरिटी, फ्यूडलिज्म, ये वो एलिमेंट्स है सोशल रियलिटी के जो वैरायटी ऑफ हिस्टोरिकल और कल्चरल कंटेक्स्ट में हमें मिल जाते. पर्टिकुलर बिहेवियर या पर्टिकुलर काइंड. वेबर के अकॉर्डिंग जितनी भी प्रोपोजिशंस हैं इकोनॉमिक थ्योरी में, they are merely ideal typical recommendations of ways people would behave if they were pure economic subject. ठीक. These includes law of demand and supply, marginal utilities. Structural ideal type, it forms taken by cause and consequences of social action. जैसे traditional action है हमारा. Ideal type का critique क्या है? Weber has not suggested any specific method to identify ideal type and it is totally left on investigator. ठीक है. Despite his claim of objectivity, ideal type बहुत susceptible to subjectivity एक investigator के लिए. Reality often does not correspond to ideal type, which make it difficult to use it. ठीक है. Ideal type of capitalism. Weber focused on one aspect of religion. He focused how dharma in Hinduism, but Hinduism equally focus on karma also. Now we will look at value neutrality in brief. In scientific research, facts and value must be clearly separated. Okay. So in sociological research should observe value neutrality. Weber ने ऐसा बोला. Value neutrality क्या है? It is a desirable goal of sociology, but at certain levels, value can't be completely done away with. ठीक है? Because see, for example, a choice of study of subject is totally influenced by values, interpretation of data is influenced by research, where values are unavoidable. So Weber calls it value relevance. ठीक है. सो अब वैल्यू न्यूट्रलिटी को कैसे मेंटेन करें? आइडियोलॉजिकल assumption should be avoided to the extent possible. फिर वो बोलता है moral judgment should not be passed on as facts. Indifference to moral implications of research. Research should not be an opportunity for advocacy or promoting values. At the end of the research one should be value frank. ठीक है. हमने मेथोडोलॉजी में तीन चीजें बोली थी ना, कि एक तो वर्स्टिंग था, आइडल टाइप था, वैल्यू न्यूट्रलिटी था, एक चीज और कॉजल प्लूरलिज्म. इसके बारे में भी ब्रीफली बात कर ही लेते हैं. कॉजल प्लूरलिज्म मैंने इसको एक्सप्लेन करा था जब हम इसका इंटेलेक्चुअल पर्सपेक्टिव पढ़ रहे थे. कॉजल प्लूरलिज्म क्या था? इट डेवलप्ड इन क्रिटिकल रिस्पॉन्स टू मार्क्स. ठीक है. मार्क्सिस्ट जो थे वो बहुत इकोनॉमिक फोर्स चिल्लाते रहते थे ना, प्रॉफिट प्रॉफिट. बट वेबर ने कहा कि देयर इज नो सिंगल एक्सप्लेनेशन. ठीक है. वो कहता है हर एक्सप्लेनेशन शुड बी सीन एज फॉर as seen of the plausible explanation. ये बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आएगा प्रोटेस्टेंट एथिक्स में. ठीक है. अब हम नेक्स्ट वही पढ़ेंगे, प्रोटेस्टेंट एथिक्स। ये रहा, Protestant ethics and the spirit of capitalism. Weber argued that in some circumstances, religion can lead to social change. ठीक है, okay. Although shared religious beliefs might integrate a social group, those same beliefs may have repercussion which in the long term can produce changes in the society. इस लाइन का क्या मतलब है? We will see it ahead. Okay. See, हम मार्क्स को बोलते हैं that he is materialist. ठीक है. He, according to Marx, वही material world shaped people's belief. Okay. Marxist terms में जो mode of production है, mode of production determined the type of religion that would dominate in the society. ठीक. But Marx, unlike Marx, Weber rejected the view that religion is always shaped by economic factors. हम अब causal pluralism की बात करेंगे. ठीक. Weber कहते हैं under certain conditions reverse can happen. ठीक है, कि रिलीजियस बिलीफ भी एक मेजर इन्फ्लुएंस हो सकता है इकोनॉमिक बिहेवियर का। तो जो वेबर की सोशल एक्शन थ्योरी है वो आर्ग्यू करती है कि ह्यूमन एक्शन इज डायरेक्टेड बाय मीनिंग्स एंड मोटिव्स। ठीक, इन सर्टेन प्लेसेस एंड टाइम्स religious meanings and purpose can direct action in a wide range of context including economic action। ठीक है, सपोज इसने कहा कैपिटलिज्म एंड ascetic protestantism। See, I'm explaining you here, but you all you have to do is you have to read this only. Okay, ascetic Protestantism. जो उसकी बुक थी प्रोटेस्टेंट एथिक एंड द स्पिरिट ऑफ कैपिटलिज्म, वेबर एनालाइजेस द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन प्रोटेस्टेंटिज्म, certain forms of Protestantism and the development of Western industrial capitalism. ठीक. Now, in his initial argument, Weber tries to demonstrate that a particular form of Protestantism, ठीक, or Calvinism, it preceded capitalism. ठीक है. Then he tries to demonstrate that capitalism initially developed in in the areas of Western Europe and Northern America, where this religion was influential. Okay, but जो बाकी areas हैं जैसे India, China, they possessed many of the prerequisites required to develop industrial capitalism, yet it did not develop because they lacked a religion which encouraged the development of industrial capitalism. वेबर ने ऐसा बोला। ठीक है। सो अब अकॉर्डिंग टू वेबर अब इतना प्रोटेस्टेंटिज्म या काल्विनिज्म पे इतना फोकस कर रहा है, सो व्हाट वाज सो स्पेशल अबाउट काल्विनिज्म या प्रोटेस्टेंटिज्म? ठीक, so this religion was put forward by John Calvin in 17th century. Okay, so Calvin thought there was a distinct group of the elect, कि कुछ लोग elected हैं, those chosen to go to heaven, and they had been chosen by the God even before they had been born. पैदा होने से पहले उनको चूज कर लिया गया था जो हेवन में जाएंगे। ठीक, those not among the elect, वो कभी भी हेवन में नहीं जा सकते। however well they behaved, कितना भी अच्छा वो बिहेव करे। ठीक है, सो एट फर्स्ट जो ये डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ प्री डेस्टिनेशन थी, ये ऐसा बहुत इट सीम्ड अनलाइकली टू प्रोड्यूस कैपिटलिज्म, बट वेबर ने कहा इट प्रोड्यूसेस कैपिटलिज्म बिकॉज काल्विनिस्ट डिडंट नो कि कौन इलेक्टेड है और कौन नहीं। ठीक है, दे डिडंट नो they were among the elected or not, so they suffered from a kind of inner loneliness and uncertainty about their status। ठीक है, इनको मरने की बात की टेंशन है, and their behavior was not an attempt to earn a place in heaven, ठीक, but rather to convince themselves that they had been chosen to go there। ठीक, so प्रोटेस्टेंट एथिक में क्या हुआ? अब प्रोटेस्टेंट एथिक के ना कुछ या काल्विनिज्म के कुछ वो हैं, स्पेसिफिक वे ऑफ लाइफ है उनका। फर्स्ट इज ascetic, बेसिकली यू abstain from the life's pleasure। ठीक है, It produced individuals who worked hard in their careers, ठीक है, with with a single-minded pursuit, ठीक है. Second, industry and frugality. हम्म, कहते हैं कि जो money earned was not to be spent on luxurious or entertainment, but in the glory of God. ठीक. सो वो इनका जो इन्वेस्टमेंट इन ग्लोरी ऑफ गॉड है ना, वो है री इन्वेस्टिंग प्रॉफिट इन द बिजनेस. ठीक. दे अटैक्ड टाइम वेस्टिंग. ठीक है, कि इनको टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहिए. दे अटैक्ड लेजीनेस, गॉसिप, एक्सेसिव स्लीप. ठीक. स्पोर्ट्स और रिक्रिएशन, ये सिर्फ कहते थे कि स्पोर्ट्स और जो रिक्रिएशन है ये हेल्थ और फिटनेस और हेल्थ के लिए ही रखो. ठीक. और इसको एंड इट शुड बी कंडेम्ड इफ यू आर परस्यूइंग इट फॉर एंटरटेनमेंट. Living life in terms of these guidelines signified that the individual had not lost the grace and the favor in the sight of God. अब ये जो प्रोटेस्टेंट एथिक्स के ये जो सब कैरेक्टर्स थे, हाउ इट लीडेड टू द स्पिरिट ऑफ कैपिटलिज्म. Weber says that the traditional money seekers, they were engaged in the speculative trade projects, and if successfully they tend to spend their money on personal consumptions, they were not dedicated to make money for its own sake. So they did not feel the need to push themselves harder to make more money. Okay. So in contrast, Weber said the essence of capitalism was pursuit of profit and forever renewed profit. Okay. Uh, so the underlying practice of capitalism in the spirit of capitalism is that there are set of ideas, values, and ethics. So Weber illustrates the spirit through two quote of Benjamin Franklin. First is time is money. Where time wasting, idleness, diversion, ये सब से पैसा जाएगा. दूसरा, credit is money. Reputation for prudence, honesty will bring credit. ठीक है. As well as paying debts on time. Further इसने क्या बोला कि जो business people हैं, they should behave with industry and frugality, punctuality and justice in all their dealings. ठीक है. So Weber argue करता है that the spirit of capitalism is not simply a way of making money, but a way of life, which has ethics, duties, and obligations. And evolution of this spirit of capitalism was linked to Protestantism, making money become both religious and business ethics. ठीक है. Weber claimed that Protestantism encouraged two major features of capitalist industries. First तो उसने standardization of production, दूसरा division of labor. ठीक है. So Protestant uniformity of life aids the capitalist in standardization of production. ठीक है. The importance of fixed calling provide ethical justification of this modern specialized division of labor, and Protestant emphasis on creation of wealth and restriction on its spending. So उससे क्या हुआ? They encouraged saving and reinvestment of profits. ठीक. अब उसके बाद फिर उसने ना इसकी कॉन्ट्रारी में रिलीजियन इन नॉन प्रोटेस्टेंट सोसाइटीज में भी बात करा. ठीक है. उसने अपना ये नॉन प्रोटेस्टेंट सोसाइटीज को स्टडी करा के था कि वहां पे क्या है, salvation could be achieved either through engagement within the world or outside the world. है ना. ठीक है. जैसे जैसे मतलब mystical religions जो थे इनके अकॉर्डिंग they tend to be dominant in East. जैसे Buddhism, it emphasizes on meditation. It involves the cool and proud emancipation of the individual from life, encourages the sense of inner life of individual. Okay. So unlikely to be an agent of social change or economic development. Catholic monasticism was ascetic, ठीक है, and encouraged activity including hard work, but their followers believed too much contact with the world impeded the quest of spiritual purity. ठीक. फिर इसने हिंदुइज्म की बात की, कहते हैं ये भी ascetic है, अदर वर्ल्डली चीजों में बिलीव करता है, बट कास्ट सिस्टम which discouraged social mobility as the main impediment in the growth of capitalism. ठीक. ये जेनिज्म में बोलता है that it has potential to produce social change, but Weber says the economic conditions in India are not fertile ground for capitalism, as caste system discourage rationalization. And Mughal leaders were more concerned with the military aspect than economic aspects. Okay, so and nobility also did not enjoy private property. But Weber said that Calvinistic Protestantism was not just the sole factor which determined the emergence of capitalism. इसने कहा प्रोटेस्टेंटिज्म के अलावा भी और भी चीजें थी जिसकी वजह से कैपिटलिज्म की ग्रोथ हुई. क्या क्या? टेक्नोलॉजी, स्किल्ड लेबर, इन्वेस्टमेंट, पॉलिटिकल सेंट्रलाइजेशन, प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी, मार्केट इकोनॉमी, रैशनलाइजेशन ऑफ लॉज. ठीक है, ये सब हो रहा था तब, इसीलिए कैपिटलिज्म भी डेवलप हुआ. वेबर ने कहा प्रोटेस्टेंटिज्म कंट्रीब्यूटेड टू द इमर्जेंस ऑफ मॉडर्न कैपिटलिज्म, बट उसके साथ साथ रैशनैलिटी भी इमर्ज हुई. ठीक है. Okay. So since producing maximum possible profit required weighing different courses of action, selecting the one which is likely to generate maximum profit. ठीक है. So वेबर ने दो फॉर्म्स ऑफ रेशनैलिटी के बीच में डिफरेंशिएट करा. ठीक. एक था फॉर्मल रेशनैलिटी की बेस्ट मीन्स टू अचीव गिवन एंड. ठीक है. कैलकुलेशन हैज टू बी इन न्यूमेरिकल फॉर्म. और फिर सब्सटेंसिव रियलिटी रैशनैलिटी की बात करी. एक्शंस डिजाइन टू मीट गोल जैसे जस्टिस, इक्वालिटी, ह्यूमन हैप्पीनेस, ये सब. सो कैपिटलिस्ट बिहेवियर put primary emphasis on formal rationality, and substantive rationality tend to fade away into the background. So this rationality will not remain confined to capitalist system, but will lead to the emergence of a rational legal system, separation of home and workplace, rational financial management. So in the rationalized world, it will be difficult for followers of religion to be able to maintain their faith. Okay. Weber says religion might continue to exist but will lose its social significance. So ठीक है, तो बेसिकली शॉर्ट में अगर हम बोलें क्या हुआ कि प्रोटेस्टेंटिज्म इट कंट्रीब्यूट्स टू ग्रोथ ऑफ कैपिटलिज्म व्हिच रिक्वायर्स a rational approach to social life which would in turn undermine religion. So Protestantism therefore contained the seeds of its own destruction. ठीक है, तो इसने कहा कि भाई रैशनलाइजेशन आएगा. क्योंकि इसने कहा कि रैशनलाइजेशन दो तरह से हो रहा है. एक हो रहा है फॉर्मल रैशनैलिटी जहां पे हम कहते हैं कि बेस्ट मीन्स टू अचीव द गिवन गोल, कैलकुलेटिव डिसीजंस लेना. फिर वो दूसरा कह रहा है सब्सटेंसिव रैशनैलिटी जहां पे हम एक्शंस लेते हैं टू मीट द गोल्स लाइक जस्टिस, इक्वालिटी और ये सब. पर उसने कहा कि जो कैपिटलिस्ट बिहेवियर है ना वो अपना प्राइमरी फोकस फॉर्मल रेशनैलिटी पे रखेगा. ठीक है, कि हम कैलकुलेटिव डिसीजंस और इन सब में इतना घुस जाएंगे, सब्सटेंसिव रेशनैलिटी जो है वो फेड अवे हो जाएगी. ठीक है, और ये रेशनैलिटी जो है इसकी वजह से क्या होगा कि रैशनल लीगल सिस्टम आ जाएगा सोसाइटी में. ठीक है, और वो जो ये है सब्सटेंसिव रेशनैलिटी चली जाएगी, फोकस ऑन जस्टिस, इक्वालिटी या ह्यूमन हैप्पीनेस, ये सब रिलीजियन पे फोकस चला जाएगा. तो इसने बोला कि प्रोटेस्टेंटिज्म के therefore contained the seeds of its own destruction. Okay, now look at the critique. ठीक, this is the critique of yes Protestant ethics. Ideal type which Weber drew upon may be erroneous. He seemed to have concentrated on certain aspects of religion only and ignored other aspects. Okay, he seems to be selective while drawing elements of his analysis. For example, Milton Singer said Weber took selective elements out of Hinduism. There is an equivalent of Calvinist in forms of Chettiars of Madras. Okay, Lawrence Stowe's studies in England concluded that it weren't it wasn't Protestant ethics but British aristocracy which had accounted for the rise of capitalism. ठीक है, according to Weber, Protestant ethics provides stimulus to growth and development. But on the basis of his study, Highland of Scotland and region of South America, T.C. Hall criticized Weber where people following Protestantism are not rich. Okay, so after this, we will see power and the authority.